Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown 205 Live results for Friday the 13th, 2020. Boo! Did I get you? Friday the 13th. March 12th birthdays. Mae Young, she was born 1923. Hideo Itami, 1981. March 13th birthdays. Shotzi Blackheart turned 27 years old, while AEW Executive Vice President Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks turned 35. Well, Kevin Nash announced that himself and Scott Hall postponed the Toy-Con event coming up due to the coronavirus. Hey, yo. WWE fans planning to attend WrestleMania 36 and fly into Tampa from parts of Europe will not be able to due to the new travel ban confirmed by President Donald Trump. That was announced yesterday on Thursday. Trump announced at midnight tonight on Friday that due to the coronavirus pandemic, a 30-day travel ban between the U.S. and Europe, other than the United Kingdom, has been issued. The ban will begin this Friday at midnight. No other countries can fly to the United States either. And will end after WrestleMania 36 week has already wrapped up. The ban will not include travel to and from the United Kingdom. Also, noted earlier, multiple sources have indicated that WrestleMania 36 could be impacted in a negative way due to the coronavirus pandemic, and that some sort of announcement could be made within the next 24 hours. As I posted this news from a notepad yesterday, well, it's now Friday, more than 24 hours. Tampa officials are set to meet on Thursday, and they discuss postponing and possibly canceling major events in their area, which they did not cancel as of Friday, this video. Possibly postponed, but not canceled. And they posted more news on restrictions. World Health Organization announced that coronavirus outbreak is a pandemic. The virus has been confirmed in more than 100 countries and has infected more than 120,000 people and killed more than 4,300 across the world. It was reported today that it could take 18 months for a coronavirus vaccine to be created. The pandemic has led to several large gatherings and for sporting events moving forward with crowds or with other changes or nixed altogether. It was reported in the Caddo Parish area where I live, 4 people have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. Looking more like the coronavirus will end up having a significant impact on WrestleMania 36 week in Tampa is unknown yet. Tampa area reporter John Alba noted on Twitter that there could be an update on the status of WrestleMania 36 within the next 24 hours, which may not be good for WWE. As of Friday, nothing has been stated. I do believe we will hear an update on the status of #WrestleMania within 24 hours or so. And I would suspect things aren't trending in a positive direction. #WWE Alba tweeted. The official Twitter account for the city of Tampa, Florida, said WWE's WrestleMania 36 is planned to go on schedule. Tampa Twitter account responded to a fan after they asked if there were any updates to WrestleMania 36 moving forward due to coronavirus. Hello, at this time, and WrestleMania is still planned to proceed on schedule. Please contact me at WWE with questions about the cancellations. And the city is currently monitoring the spread of coronavirus and will work with venues as needed. The city account tweeted. The official Visit Tampa Bay Twitter account also responded to a fan who asked for updates on the big event. WrestleMania 36 currently remains on schedule. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to fan services at WWE.com. Email them. For more details, they wrote back on at Visit Tampa Bay. The World Health Organization did the same comment as I did earlier. There have been numerous changes due to sporting events and large gatherings across the world, with some events such as none other than NBA, NHL, Harlem Globetrotters event that was in Alexandria. They have canceled, or actually not canceled, postponed to a later date, unknown date yet. But whenever I find out, I'll let you know, because they also have events here in Motor City, Shreveport as well. Other events, other than wrestling, has also been nixed altogether, including South by Southwest and Coachella. As noted, Tampa City officials will join Tampa Mayor Jane Castor on Thursday to discuss canceling or postponing major events in the city due to the virus. WrestleMania 36 will surely be one of the events discussed at Thursday's meetings, which was already discussed, and I told you they will keep on planning it. After all, they're making money. WrestleMania 36 is scheduled for April 5th at Raymond James Stadium. Fans from around the world will fly into the city earlier in the week for numerous WWE and non-WWE wrestling events. Hey, if you're in other countries, all you have to do is fly to England and then fly from England to the USA. Just giving you a hint. Also, WWE issued a statement to ESPN on March 4th and stated that they are moving forward with the biggest event of the year. The health and safety of our fans, performance, and employees are our top priorities, and we are monitoring the situation closely with our partners and government officials in Tampa Bay. We remain committed to hosting WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday, April 5th. And like other entertainment properties in the United States, there are currently no plans to cancel or postpone our upcoming events, WWE stated in the statement. More cancellation later in this video, but not Shreveport or Alexandria live events. WWE Super Show live event scheduled for tomorrow, March 14th, at the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, has been canceled. The arena announced on Thursday that the Road to WrestleMania 36 Super Show live event was nixed and refunds are available at all points of purchase. Probably not on HubSub, where I bought my tickets for Road to WrestleMania tour for the already rescheduled event from last year, 9 months ago. The one where they went to Saudi Arabia instead. There was no makeup date announced, so it was cancellation. The area's Twitter account did not blame the cancellation on the coronavirus pandemic, but they announced that other scheduled changes earlier in the day with the COVID-19 outbreak as the reason. Events other than wrestling scheduled for Alexandria, I've already told you, were canceled. Globetrotters due to coronavirus. March 21st event still scheduled so far for a Road to WrestleMania tour. The night before they hit Motor City, March 22nd. Sunday's WWE Live event scheduled for the Covelli Center in Youngstown, Ohio, has been canceled due to coronavirus. The arena issued an email to ticket holders earlier in the day and said WWE Live event scheduled for Sunday, March 15th was canceled due to the new order from Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, which bans gathering more than 250 people expected. The statement was also tweeted. The arena offering refunds to people who already purchased tickets, but no makeup date has been announced. No makeup date, so cancellation. In an update, possible change for WWE Live event scheduled for Sunday, March 22nd from Madison Square Garden in New York City. The event will not be taking place. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio declared a state of emergency on Thursday due to the COVID-19 outbreak, and there's a ban of events or gatherings of 500 or more people expected, such as the Boston Marathon has been canceled or postponed, as well as the marathon in New York. De Blasio told media at the press conference that the state of emergency could go on for months. But the flight ban from Donald Trump is only 30 days so far. Well, the relaunched XFL did not get a chance to finish its season this year. Despite ratings declining, that was not what did it in. The league joined much of the sports world and suspended play after 5 weeks. This is due to the coronavirus that is currently spreading around the world. Several states have banned more than 250 people from showing up to arenas around the country. That doesn't mean that they are allowing them at the arenas. They can still go to the arena. They just can't get in. XFL provided a statement that assured players will be paid their base salary for the entire year, while also including benefits. All XFL ticket holders will be issued refunds or credit towards future games. The league added they plan to return next season, 2021. In other pro wrestling news on the coronavirus, Hall of Famer Booker T announced that his reality wrestling promotion is postponing their ROW No Limits pay-per-view that was scheduled for this weekend after Houston, Texas Mayor Sylvester Turner issued an emergency health declaration over the virus. The event will now take place on April 11th. After WrestleMania, you can hear Booker's full statement below. Ring of Honor also issued an announcement on their schedule and the coronavirus, while some international pro wrestling groups have altered their schedules because of the outbreak, including New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was announced that all Ring of Honor events will take place as scheduled. The company noted that they are closely monitoring the situation. Other sporting events, including NCAA Finals of March Madness, infected. They are banning audience of paid tickets this Saturday, such as SFA at 8:30 on FS1. First round men action, no audience. But as of later Thursday, NCAA canceled March Madness. So why even have a first round? But games were still to be played. As whenever I copied this and posted it on my notepad, it was scheduled at 8:30 for the men's on TV on FS1, 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, for the women's 12:30 on Sunday. And SFA has had their best season ever, with I think 4 losses for the women and 3 losses for the men for the entire season. Pro wrestling legend, British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith is now official for the 2020 Hall of Fame class, as he was announced by Corey Grace on After the Bell podcast. Looks like Nia Jax is headed to SmackDown Women's Division in her return. Noted earlier this week, Jax has medically been cleared to return to the ring for WWE action. PW Insider reports that word going around this week's Raw that Jax will be part of the Blue brand when she does return. But she was not used on Friday's SmackDown. Not many people were used, as you will hear later on in the video on the results. Also noted that Jax is scheduled to be at Friday's SmackDown, but was not used. If she was, it was even moved to the Performance Center. It was scheduled for Detroit, Michigan, but they did change it. Jax at one point rumored to be back in action for a time of the 2020 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but that never happened. She underwent double knee surgery back on April 25th of last year and was said to be doing great ahead of schedule with a recovery during the summer. Jax recently been tweeting about her return to the ring, and you hear in a tweet in a few seconds that she tweeted WWE Chairman Vince McMahon last week and said she's ready. Hey, Vince, Vince McMahon, I'm ready. Hashtag Irresistible Force, wrote Jax, who is still a member of the Raw roster. WWE Performance Center YouTube channel just released this video link from the 2019 winter tryouts at WWE Performance Center in Orlando, which were held back in early December. These tryouts featured former Bellator MMA star Will Brooks, Michael Evans of NBC's Titan Games with The Rock. Several Evolved stars, including Stephen Wolf and Anthony Henry, Arissa LeBrock, the daughter of actors Steven Seagal and Kelly LeBrock, among many others. The camp also featured indie star Aja Pereira, who was recently signed to work as a full-time referee under the name of Aja Smith. You can find the report on the full list of tryout in the video. Also noted, The Wrap reported that former NFL player Rob Gronkowski has signed with WWE. As you can also hear and confirmed in the SmackDown report later on. Gronk is reportedly making his SmackDown on Fox debut during the March 20th episode from New Orleans. Then will appear at WrestleMania 36 to begin storyline that will lead to a match. The Rap's report came after it was reported last night WWE backstage that WWE was close to finalizing a deal with the former New England Patriots, who retired from the NFL last year at the age of 49. Speaking of backstage, it's been canceled due to the coronavirus for next week. And further dates unknown. Shortly after the Rap's report, WWE issued a teaser announcement on Gronk possibly joining the promotion, confirmed later on SmackDown. Friday 13th edition of SmackDown on Fox will feature the return of John Cena. Well, according to the results for SmackDown, I'll leave it for right now. Spoiler alert on SmackDown results. WWE announced that Cena would be on SmackDown to respond to Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse. From his comments from past Friday, and to promote the WrestleMania 36 match between Cena and The Fiend. Also noted, Friday SmackDown on Fox from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan, will change to the Performance Center. Will also feature long-awaited return of Jeff Hardy. He will be in your main event, and the return of the retired Paige, who did not show up. Raw superstar Lana took to her personal YouTube channel to give a sneak peek at her upcoming movie, and this link was Bruce Willis that she has been filming, teasing that she's a bad butt assassin. Lana wrote the following in the YouTube video description, calling the movie with Willis a dream come true. This is a dream come true. I'm playing the baddest assassin in the galaxy. Can't wait to share more of this adventure with y'all. Noted before by Deadline that Lana and Willis are starring in the sci-fi action movie called Cosmic Sin. The movie follows a group of warriors and scientists who must fight to protect and save their race with a hostile alien species who has the power to infect and take over human hosts. Sets its sights on the futuristic human society, Lana will star as a character named Soul, which was originally written for a male actor. Lana's character was described as the best sniper in the galaxy and lead assassin fighting for the human race against an alien invasion. The new movie filming in Atlanta, Georgia area is why Atlanta has missed Raw for the past few weeks. Only 1 week. No word yet on when she will be back. She'll probably miss next week because it's probably going to be a highlight show. Because it's going to be in the Performance Center. You're going to have 3 hours of whatever. But we'll keep you updated on her status as more movie details comes in. Lana's represented by Full Screen, a social content company that launched in 2011 and deals with talent management, among other services for performers and brands. There have been some speculation on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite episode, TNT, being impacted once again by the coronavirus pandemic. But that won't be happening, at least as of now. Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry announced today that the city is suspending all events and gathering at city facilities. The ruling came after COVID-19 outbreak hit Duval County for the first time this week. TIAA Bankfield is one of the impacted venues on the list, and the stadium is connected to Daly's Place, which is where Dynamite will be held. Mayor Curry's announcement led to speculation on another possible change for the March 18th AEW Dynamite episode. Also, as noted, the event was originally scheduled for the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York, but it was moved to Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, due to coronavirus. However, Dave Meltzer reported on Twitter on Thursday afternoon that Wednesday's Dynamite episode will still be on for Daly's Place in Jacksonville. Actually, that was today, Friday afternoon. After I got off work, sometime this afternoon, I came home after work tonight and posted it on another video. Just a note from AEW, Wednesday show at Daly's Place is still on. Things are having to be worked out as far as details, but it will have to be without fans, Meltzer wrote. Also noted, Wednesday's Dynamite episode from Jacksonville will not have a regular size crowd in the venue as there was a restricted attendance policy announced. Thus being under 250 people, probably. As you was here in the SmackDown, there was people in the audience, but probably WWE employees and their family. WXW in Germany announced on Twitter that their 16-carat revenge event scheduled for Saturday, April 4th in Tampa, Florida during WrestleMania 36 week has been nixed due to the 30-day travel ban between the U.S. and Europe, which was issued by President Trump due to the outbreak. WXW noted that the promotion and talents will be unable to enter the country. Refunds are being offered. DeFi Wrestling also announced on Twitter that their Defiant Ones event scheduled for Saturday, March 29th in the Seattle area also has been canceled due to the outbreak. Promotion will be contacting fans with additional details soon. Finally, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla issued a statement this week to announce the postponement of their Kobe event scheduled for March 29th. The event was scheduled for the Globe Theater in Los Angeles and was to honor the late NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Former Impact Heavyweight Champion Sami Callihan tweeted that he won't be at any wrestling show until the coronavirus is contained. Callihan pointed out that his family, his animals, and himself are more important than fake fighting in our underwear. First tweeted, "F you characters, F you storylines. Our safety is the most important thing. Until this gets better, I'm not going to any wrestling shows. I beg the world to be as safe as possible in this extremely scary time. Let's join together like never before. We can get through this." WWE Performance Center YouTube channel posted this video of correspondent Josiah Williams of Wrestling, Wrestle and Flow, talking to SmackDown superstars before tonight's special edition of SmackDown on Fox from the PC. Roman Reigns and other superstars talked to Williams about performing at the Performance Center and what 20-second song they sing when washing their hands. Don't know what song they sing. I haven't watched the video. Just go to it yourselves. Find out for yourselves. WNXT behind the scenes crew is helping the Brew brand SmackDown for tonight's SmackDown on Fox episode. As some of you have seen SmackDown, you can see cameraman and even Triple H himself on holding the camera. And some people behind the barrier and what have you are employee related. NXT producer Jeremy Moore took to Twitter and commented on the show, which was moved from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit to the PC due to the coronavirus pandemic. Jeremy Morash, great working with the #SmackDown team today in Orlando. Don't miss this historic live broadcast from at WWE PC. Speaking of tonight's SmackDown on Fox from the Performance Center, WWE tweeted a shot of the empty arena at this link picture and the Blue brand ring on display. Also noted, tonight's show will not have a crowd in attendance only essential personnel were allowed in. Paige did not appear during the SmackDown on Fox as advertised, but she did post an apology on her social media. The retired Paige, who is now working as an analyst on FS1's Backstage show, was scheduled to appear on tonight's SmackDown from WWE Performance Center, but travel issues related to the coronavirus pandemic prevented that. Paige apologized on Twitter and took a swipe at SmackDown's Women's Champion Bayley. Sorry guys, travel made it very hard for me to get there for hashtag SmackDown Live. With everything that's going on, completely out of my control. Pencil face emoji, very sorry, but at least it's Bayley. WWE is keeping you entertained, she wrote. WWE previously announced that Paige would be on SmackDown to confront Bayley, leading to speculation of Paige working as a manager again for the new superstar. Bayley and Sasha Banks appeared in tonight's opening SmackDown segment and took a few quick shots at Paige. It was noted on commentary that Paige couldn't appear because she was having travel issues. Rumor going around that she could be returning to wrestling action. SmackDown was originally scheduled for Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan, but the show was moved to Performance Center because of the outbreak. Paige lives in the Los Angeles area and likely would have flown out from there. She was at home and noted. Next week's WWE NXT and Raw episode will also air from the Performance Center due to the scheduled changes related to the pandemic. Probably SmackDown again at the PC. SmackDown opens up on Fox live from the PC in Orlando. The show was moved from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit due to coronavirus. We immediately see Triple H, who has a microphone, and talks to the camera. Triple H introduces himself as the Game Triple H and welcomes viewers to the Performance Center. He goes on and talks about the state-of-the-art facility. As we see clips from training and other sessions in the background. He talks about how many of the top WWE superstars have gone through the Performance Center, and tonight they return, not to train, but to do what they do better than anyone else in the world, entertain. Triple H then says, this will be different than anything we've seen before tonight. He said to sit back and relax, try to forget about the world around you if you can, and let WWE do what they do best. Let them put a smile on your face. Triple H welcomes us to the Friday Night SmackDown on Fox as the music hits, and the camera shows us the empty chairs, along with the SmackDown ring and the blue lasers going around the venue. Michael Cole welcomes us to the show, hypes up tonight's show in the empty arena. Coleslaw is joined by Triple H instead of Corey Graves tonight at the ringside announce table. Only two are there. Music hits and out comes Sasha Banks with SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley to start the show. I didn't see the first action of the match because I was shopping, trying to get a little bit of shopping in at Kroger, which was jam-packed, full of customers, trying to get their pandemic on. As there was limited eggs, none of the sale eggs, as the eggs that I bought were in that section of the 99-cent area, but they charged me $1.89 because I didn't read the box. It said extra large. My bad. Back to the wrestling action. Music hits and out comes Sasha with SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley to start the show. They're ready to talk trash to the crowd, but there's no crowd. They laugh some as they walk down the ramp. They check the microphones. They stop in front of Coleslaw and Triple H at the announce table. They talk about how they decided to kick off the show, and it doesn't matter how big the crowd is because it's still their house. Bayley asks Triple H where Paige is. Coleslaw says Paige is having travel issues. Banks and Bayley can't believe it. Triple H jokes about being sick of excuses. Banks and Bayley go on about Paige being jealous, just like every other woman in WWE. Music interrupts, and out comes Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Bliss and Cross talk about how they've been looking for the WWE Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and might have to go to Raw. I do take that back. I did see Asuka at the end of the match or whatever interfered somehow. But back to the match, and they're all also tired of Banks and Bailey. They go on and they get ready for the match. If Banks and Bailey are two sides have words, Bailey calls Cross a little idiot, calls for a referee. Who does she think she is? Jericho? Sasha and Bailey versus Alexa and Nikki. Bell rings and Nikki Cross on top of Bailey, going back and forth. Bailey gets double teamed early on. Alexa goes to the top after dropping Bailey in the corner with a slap. Banks runs over on the outside, pulls Bailey to safety. Cross runs over and nails the crossbody off the steel ring steps, taking Banks down on the floor in front of Coleslaw and Triple H. Bliss kicks Bailey from the ring, sending her face first to the announce table. We go to commercial. Back to the right, Bliss gets double teamed in the corner. Coleslaw and Triple H joke around on commentary and explain to the viewers again about Performance Center. Bliss gets rolled up, but fights back. Bliss counters a side slam and takes Banks down. Banks sends Bliss face first to the turnbuckles and then delivers a running knee for a 2 count. Bailey ends up coming in and taking over on Bliss. Bending her around the ring, Banks connects with a cheap shot. At one point from the apron, as Bailey distracts the referee. Cross has rally for the apron. Another tag between Banks and Bailey. As Bliss tries to fight back and rolls Bailey up, Triple H jokes about Cross rallying for an empty arena again. Banks comes back in and shuts Bliss down. Banks with a suplex in the middle ring. Banks grounds Bliss again. Now Triple H and Coleslaw continue to joke around, this time about Mauro Ranallo. Bliss continues to get double teamed for a few more minutes. She finally mounts some offense and makes a hot tag to Cross. Cross unloads on Banks and nails the middle bulldog. Cross and Banks trade counters and pin attempts. Cross to the backside for the 2 count. All 4 get involved now. Bliss returns to the apron after leaving Banks and Bailey laying. Women's Tag Team Champion Asuka suddenly appears at ringside and takes Bliss down on the floor. This leads to Banks applying the Banks statement on Cross for the submission win. I didn't miss much. All she did was come down for a distraction. As she was just laughing back up the ramp. After the match, Asuka taunts Bliss and Cross from the ramp. Nothing more than that. Triple H jokes about Asuka running into the crowd. Banks' music hits as she heads to the corner to pose for the crowd. The empty arena. Coleslaw thanks Triple H for joining him, and it looks like Triple H is headed back to the back to work. But suddenly comes segment, Roman Reigns interview, back to commercial. He's just moving along. Back to the right, Michael Coleslaw is in the ring with an empty chair next to him. He introduces his guest. Out comes Roman Reigns. Coleslaw asks Reigns how weird that was making that entrance to the ring. Reigns talks about his being a business of reactions, but it was weird and cool, and he's glad to be back in the Performance Center. Reigns talks about his past year and how he's been blessed. Now he's back in familiar territory, and it's good to be back in the main event. Coleslaw asks about WWE Universal Champion Bill Goldberg and the WrestleMania 36 match. Reigns goes on about having great respect for Goldberg, calling him an icon. However, Goldberg is a part-time, and Reigns doesn't think we have time for that in WWE. After all, we just had Brock Lesnar, part-timer. Still a champion. Reigns goes on about all he thinks of 24/7 and 365 is WWE. He's eaten from the WWE table his whole life, and he's groomed for this. And Goldberg isn't ready for him. Reigns says he's busted his butt and mastered his craft, and it shows. Reigns says when it comes to the main event of WrestleMania 36, he will whoop Goldberg's butt and take back his title, and then set this place right. Coleslaw thanks Reigns, and they end the interview as Coleslaw hypes the big Spear versus Spear match at WrestleMania. Kano backstage with Cesaro. He introduces new WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, and then he comes with Shinsuke Nakamura. Kano says they're not scheduled for this segment. Sami disagrees. Kano says they've been bumped from the segment. Sami and his crew leave to continue the celebration. Kayla introduces her real guest, and out comes Jeff Hardy to make his TV return to TV. Jeff says he's as healthy and hungry as he's ever been. He's done a lot of soul searching over the past few months and found a lot of important things. One of those things is that he has a lot more to do with WWE. King Corbin interrupts and mocks Hardy. Corbin says not everyone is happy that Hardy is back. Corbin says things have changed around here. Corbin says SmackDown is now run by a benevolent king who keeps peasants like Hardy in a place. Corbin jokes about Hardy having trouble with alcohol and his DUI charges. Hardy says actually he has a big match tonight, and he's surprised Corbin hasn't heard. Corbin asks against who? It's against Corbin. Hardy storms off. We hear Elias' guitar playing real quick as he walks up. They have some words, and Corbin isn't happy. Elias goes to perform his latest song, but Corbin storms off and doesn't want to listen to what may have been a warning. Elias says Corbin has no idea what's coming. So to come and look at the recent Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We got a commercial. And that part took like 30 minutes of the program. They showed the entire Elimination Chamber Tag Team Elimination match. Back to the rate, Triple H has rejoined Cole Saw at the announce table. He jokes that he's the only guy who can receive a promotion and a demotion in one. In reference to the report from Thursday night, Triple H has also mentioned that the internet was complaining about Cole's commentary after just one segment on his own. So Triple H was sent back out. Cole looks at Daniel Bryan, win over Drew Gulak from last Sunday's WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Triple H gives praise to Gulak. We see Daniel Bryan in the back now. He walks up to Gulak. Bryan says he's been looking for Gulak. Gulak doesn't believe him and goes to leave, but Bryan stops him. Bryan gives Gulak praise for his performance at the Elimination Chamber. Bryan says he's willing to learn if Gulak is willing to teach. Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura walk up. Sami laughs and brings up how Bryan turned down his invite to join their group a while back. Sami goes on and says Bryan has now been reduced to asking for tips from a nobody. Bryan steps to Sami, but Cesaro gets in the way. Bryan says his issue is with Sami, not Cesaro. Cesaro says if Bryan has an issue with Sami, he has one with Cesaro as well. Bryan asks if that's a challenge, and Sami says it is. They have more words, and Bryan tells them to meet in the ring. Bryan walks off. Gulak steps up and has a few words for Sami, then walks off. Sami indicates that Cesaro and Nakamura will be wrestling Gulak and Bryan. But stay tuned for that. As he thought, well, the thoughts were wrong. We go back to Cole and Triple H. Cole sends us to a replay of the Elimination Chamber match that John Morrison and The Miz won. Not even going to go over that. The replay, like I said, it took like 30 minutes for the entire match. Cole says later tonight he will address the rumors on Rob Gronkowski and WWE. Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. We go back to the ring. Out comes Daniel Bryan with Drew Gulak in his corner. Triple H starts speaking as Greg Hamilton does the ring introduction, but Cole cuts him off and jokes about not speaking over the ring announcer. Bryan comes down the ramp with Gulak and tries to lead the yes chant to an empty arena. They argue that this is an empty arena, but he finally gets them both doing the yes chant. Cole confirms that Bryan versus Cesaro instead of the tag team match indicated earlier. Back to commercial. Back to the ring. Cole is at the announce table with Bryan and Drew Gulak wait in the ring with the referee. Triple H is filming him. Like I said, grab the camera, joking about filming in as a cameraman. Cole shows us this week's WWE backstage segment that said former NFL player Rob Gronkowski was in talks with WWE. We go back to Coleslaw, and he confirms that Gronk is coming to WWE as a superstar. Gronk's good friend Mojo Rawley joins the announce table. Mojo said he talked to Gronk earlier in the day, and the rumors are true. The former New England Patriot is coming to WWE. Mojo says nothing has been signed yet. Gronk will be here next week. Mojo, who is a Raw superstar, will also be here next week. Mojo tries to get Cole hyped up as he leaves the announce table. We go back to the ring, and out comes Cesaro with Shinsuke Nakamura and the new Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Nakamura watches from ringside while Sami joins Cole and Triple H on commentary. Back and forth start the match. Cesaro ends up turning it around and unloading on Bryan as Glock also looks from ringside. Cesaro unloads in the corner and beats Bryan down with the forearms and uppercuts. We go to commercial with Cesaro in control. Back to the ring, Cesaro dominates Bryan. Bryan fights back and we go back and forth for a few minutes. They go to the mat and trade more counters and penalties. Bryan rolls Cesaro up out of nowhere for the win. After the match, Cesaro is shot as Bryan music plays. Nakamura immediately hits the ring and starts pounding on Bryan. Glock makes a save, but the numbers game catches up. And Sami also joins in. Glock gets launched into the steel ring steps. Bryan does a suicide dive to Nakamura, but barely connects, sending him into the ring post. This is a bad watch, as we hear the referee echoing as she yells at them. It's really been like this all night. A strange look. Cole mentions how he's not sure if we have enough referees here tonight to break things up. Things finally settle down at ringside. Bryan's music starts back up. Gentlemen, come segment. John Cena is here. Also Jeff Hardy versus King Corbin. Back to commercial. Like I did say, that was the main event. Back to the ring now for next week. Appearance instead of the New Orleans show for Rob Gronkowski, plus a WrestleMania 36 contract signing between Roman Reigns and WWE Universal Champion Bill Goldberg. Jeff Hardy versus King Corbin, your main event. Out first comes King Corbin. Elias on commentary with Triple H and Cole. Jeff Hardy was out next, making his long-awaited return from the 2019 leg injury. Corbin attacks Hardy as he's barely entered the ring and dominates, taking control and taking Hardy to the floor. Corbin beats Hardy up and goes back to the ring, telling Hardy to get back up. Hardy rolls in, and the referee checks on him. Hardy says he's ready to go. The bell rings, and they go at it. Hardy takes control early on, hits several of his signature moves for a close 2 count. Corbin counters the finisher and sends Hardy to the corner. Hardy fights Corbin back off, but Corbin catches him in a deep 6 for a close 2 count in the middle of the ring. Heck, I thought it was a squash match. I thought it was over at that point, but he only got a 2 count. Corbin and the referee argue. Corbin talks trash to Elias from the ring. As a distraction, Elias then stands on the announce table, starts playing his guitar. Hardy takes advantage of the distraction and hits a twist of fury, not the twist of fate. Hardy goes back to the top and hits the swanton on Corbin for the pin and the win. Instead of the twist of fate, there's nothing more than an RKO. It's more with a spinning neck breaker. Instead of twist of fate, he goes straight down. He twists the guy around on his back. Kind of like the Crossroads. Neck breaker. After the match, Hardy makes his exit. His music plays, go to replays. So, segment, John Cena back to commercial. Back for the break, Triple H is in the same spot he was for the opening speech. He says he hopes we have enjoyed this historic edition of SmackDown. He goes on and says we're missing what makes the show important, the fans. And while they're not here physically, they're here in his heart. In the heart, he mentions superstars performing like they would for the fans, and says WWE has truly earned the right to say what they say in the top of their shows. Then, now, forever. We'll go back to the ring. Michael Coleslaw has the mic. He introduces John Cena, and out he comes quickly. Cena is all business, and he tells Cole to go to it. Cole thanks the fans watching at home on Fox and shouts them out. Cole brings up the Fiend Bray Wyatt and how Wyatt said Cena's previous WrestleMania 30 win over Wyatt led to the birth of the Fiend. Cena isn't sure how to respond to someone who blames their failure on him. Cena says a lot of people have said to him that he's the reason for their failure. And now Now we can add Wyatt to that long list. Cena says Wyatt got lazy after the WrestleMania loss. Cena says Wyatt is his own biggest enemy. Cena goes on and dismisses the idea that he never loses and that just buries others. Cena gets a little heated when he talks about people wanting to be on top, but then get lazy. So how does he respond to someone who blames him for their failures? He gives them an attitude adjustment. Well, just as he says that, Coleslaw shows us Cena's recent SmackDown return in Boston and his promo on WrestleMania 36 going on without him because those WrestleMania spots are earned, not given. In speech from last week, Coleslaw asks why Cena would antagonize Wyatt after saying what he did. Cena says he didn't antagonize, he accepted a challenge from Wyatt. Cena goes on about how WWE needs to invest in its future, and he does not feel like Wyatt is a part of that future. Cena says guys like Drew McIntyre, WWE NXT Tag Team Champion Matt Riddle, and Tommaso Ciampa, NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, and the Velveteen Dream are the future. Cena says WWE should invest in those talents, and asks why we continue to give fifth and sixth chances to people who ask, what about me? When times get hard, Cena wants WWE to invest in people who deserve it every day. Cena then says he accepted Wyatt's challenge so he can take Wyatt out of the equation. Cena says that the WrestleMania 36 match won't be a match to steal the show. It will be a brutal, gruesome, and uncomfortable to watch. Cena says he will do what he should have been accomplished 6 years ago. He will end the hype of the most overhyped and the overprivileged superstar in existence. We hear Wyatt laughing from the empty seats. Wyatt has a microphone as he just at the barrier. Guess who was hiding during the segment? Wyatt is glad Cena is here, even though he's saying mean and hateful stuff about Wyatt. Wyatt enters the ring and now says, it's good to see Cena. Look at Cena. He's doing great now. A big movie star in Hollywood. And still has big muscles. A great girlfriend. Wyatt says most can't imagine what it would be like to be Cena for one day. Wyatt says Cena has them all wrong. Wyatt says he's not sick. Cena is. He knows why Cena came here, and he knows Cena doesn't really give a dang about the future. Wyatt says Cena doesn't care who he has to squash or bury on his way. He just wants the spotlight. Wyatt says Cena is addicted to the spotlight. Wyatt says 6 years ago, Cena took something from him. He thought about it so much, it drove him crazy. Wyatt says the voices in his head never stopped, and then something magical happened. He stopped fighting the voices one day, and then started listening to them. He took his crooked little world and turned it into a majestic funhouse. Wyatt says Cena broke him, and the Fiend put him back together. At WrestleMania 36, it's going to be a slaughter. Cena just doesn't know it yet. Wyatt is in Cena's face now. Let me in, John. Screen flashes with the Fiend's present as Wyatt lets out a quick laugh. Screen goes black now as a familiar Wyatt echoes out over the arena. The first ever SmackDown on Fox from the Performance Center goes off the air at that point. In the segment. Commentators for 205 Live, John Quasso, Aiden English, welcomes the fans to the brand new episode of 205 Live. 10-man tag team match begins the show and ends the show. Only match in the show of the empty arena. Team NXT versus Team 205 Originals with the Singh Brothers. Mystery partner for Team NXT is revealed. It's Kushida Nice. It's Kushida and Nice begin the match. Kushida goes straight for the half Nelson. Nice reverses out of the hold, takes Kushida down. Kushida twists Nice's arm. Nice counters. Kushida hits the ropes and lands a springboard elbow drop combination. Nice tags in Canellis. Kushida tags in Lorcan. Lorcan goes for a quick tag to Birch. Birch locks Canellis on his arm and heads towards his corner to tag Lorcan back in. Nice comes back. Nice smacks Lorcan across the face. Nice gets Lorcan in position for a vertical suplex. Lorcan lands on his feet. tags in Birch again. Birch with a leg drop on Nice. Nice rolls out of the ring. Birch brings Nice back in the ring. Birch locks in the crossface. Canellis and the rest of the Team 205 Live is to break the hold. All of Team NXT comes in too. The brawl scatters everywhere. Nice eliminates Birch. Danny Birch from Team NXT has been eliminated. Breeze comes in. Nice locks Breeze up and grabs a tag from Gallagher. Gallagher with a quick tag to Nice. Nice kicks Breeze right in his midsection. Gallagher comes in with a blind tag. Gallagher rolls up Breeze and eliminates him. Tyler Breeze from Team NXT has been eliminated. Lorcan comes in with a half suplex on Nice. Nice has been eliminated. Captain of Team 205 Live, Tony Nice has been eliminated. Canellis and Lorcan duke it out in the center of the ring. Canellis ends the back and forth bout with a super kick. Lorcan gets up, grabs a cover on Canellis and eliminates him. Canellis of Team 205 Live has been eliminated. So we're down to 3 versus 3. Kendrick comes in and lands a few takedowns on Lorcan. Before attacking in DeVary puts Lorcan in a side headlock. Lorcan rises to his feet and fights out of it. Both men double clothesline each other. DeVary tags in Kendrick. Lorcan tags in Scott. Scott kicks Kendrick in the back of the head. Next, Scott sends DeVary off the apron with a striking elbow. Gallagher comes in and sends Scott down with a striking elbow of his own. Gallagher tags in DeVary. Scott grabs a hold of DeVary's arm and pins both DeVary and Kendrick. Both Brian Kendrick and Eric DeVary, both of 205 Live, have been eliminated. So Team 205 Live has one man left. Kendrick and DeVary so furious that they take their frustrations out on Kushida and Scott. Gallagher is the last man to represent 205 Live. He charges in on Scott. Scott sends Gallagher to the outside. Scott tags in Lorcan. Lorcan lands a European uppercut on Gallagher. Gallagher counters with an elbow strike on Lorcan. Gallagher covers Lorcan and eliminates him. O'Neill Lorcan of Team NXT has been eliminated. Kushida is now the legal man. Gallagher locks both Kushida's arms up. Kushida gets up and fights out of it with several kicks. Kushida heads over to his corner and tags in Scott. Kushida and Scott connect with a double combination of Gallagher. Scott lands a pop culture. Kushida locks in a submission on Gallagher, who taps out. Team NXT wins the match, and that concludes this week's episode of your 205 Live, and that also ends your video for this week. Peace out. See you around here. If you don't know, call me, brothers and sisters.